Hello everyone, welcome back to Autodesk Maya tutorial thingy Majuhiki. You get the point. Still need to figure out the name. Since last time, what we did was make the faces, complete things, complete the head, make the faces, first expression thingies, and yeah, it's all done. It works, or semi. What I can do, we can say expression 1. Make sure the express is always on 1. These always need to be on 1 on the main head, because that means if I move something in here, I move something in this one. Same for this one is just something else. This one at blend express, also make sure it's 1. No, actually no, 0. You'll see why. So we got these 3. These 3 nice heads. And these 9 heads. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the control points for this, or the control for this, so we can move the mouth. Easy. It's not that hard to do, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna make the plane on the ground because I like it. I like to do it that way. It's easier. Also, what I like to do, we forgot that last time. Select everything except the head. Press Ctrl G to group it, and name this blend shape head. We're gonna get another blend shape, we will get to that later. For now, we don't need this, so just like before, with the body, I'm gonna turn off the visibility, so we can't see it. We don't need it right now, so we're gonna focus on the planes, or on our nice, control points for now. Control surface for now. So what I'm gonna make this a height of 2, or a width of 2, height of 4, but with no subdivisions this time, because we don't need subdivisions. What we need, now we're gonna need another plane. Make this 1. Also, no subdivisions. Move this into a place where you want it. I say about there. I think 1 up. There we go. So this is gonna be our control surface. This is gonna be the main. This is just a panel to make it look nice, and this is gonna be where we're gonna move a slider in. What I like to do is go to display, object, and bounding box for the back one, which means we only see the bounding box of it. What we can do is in object display, do enable override, and give it a funny color, like, I don't know, yellow. So we got a yellow surface right now. So this is for basically all kinds of surfaces, all kinds of moving surfaces. We might want to make this one actually a bit bigger. It's now 2, we're gonna make this 3, because we need a lot of space sometimes. I'm gonna move this a bit up, also gives me a bit more space for things like this. Height of 1, and also subdivision of 0. So this is just gonna be a control surface where I can say I want this has to be there, this has to be there, so something like that. So it's gonna look like this. All kinds of sliders, surfaces which we're gonna use for eyes and everything, so we don't need that right now. It was, oh dang it, it was just a example for what we're gonna do with it. So now we're gonna need a small cube. This is a big one. We're gonna make this 1 pixel wide, 0.125, or 1 pixel, with a depth, or actually a height this time, of 0.125. Not 125, 0.03125, which is a quarter of a pixel. Also, no subdivisions. I'm gonna move for this one, I'm gonna move the pivot point downwards, so it sits on the bottom of this, and move it on top of the plane, like that. So now it's on top. There we go. For this one, what I like to do now is just parent the things to each other. Parent the small face to the main. Parent the slider to this one. Now the only thing I have to do is make this 0. So +5. For some reason -5. +5. -5. What I'm just gonna do is, because I have OCD like shit, rotate it. +5. +5. -5. You get the point. For this one, I'm gonna freeze the transformation. Modify freeze transformations. Still this one, and it's fucked up again. Don't know why. Don't freeze. I'm not gonna freeze the transformations then. So the only thing, I'm gonna need a small one. Make sure it's on top of the plane. And actually gonna freeze his transformations. So +5, -5, +5, -5.5. So yeah, fun. We can also actually do this differently. Now I'm thinking about it. There's one way to do it. We can also do it another way. To move it like it's 1. So I'm gonna make this a height. Keep it like this. Get another one, a small one. Actually, this one 2 pixels, because yeah, no, 2 pixels with a height of 0.125. No, 0.0625. 0 divisions or 0 subdivisions. Actually, yeah, you can't go lower than that, so we have to stick with that. Move it down, put it in a position. Now it's 1. I put it on 0. I freeze the transformation on this point, and 1, -1. You get the point. I still don't get why it does that. Plus. Doesn't matter. So this is +1. So now you have it on ones. It translates in ones. Can still do the whole rotation thingy, I guess. No, doesn't matter. So now it translates in ones, which is sometimes a bit more favorable. So the only thing we have to do is with the main plane, with the main back plane, where we're gonna parent the slider to. You can also make the sliders smaller if you want. With the main plane, we're gonna scale this point to 0.5 to have it the same size as before, but it still translates as 1 every time we move it. So yeah, I like that better actually. So what we're gonna do now is we want to keep it so it only moves within the plane. Nowhere else. Within the plane. Nowhere else. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the plane to display object bounding box. and make the backplane a bounding box and give it a fancy, I don't know, red color, because why not? So yeah, then we go to attribute editor for the small one, get the slider, go to attribute editor, go to p cube. We can remain, I like to rename this to mouth control. There we go, mouth control, and open in limited information translate. Now you can see we have a few points, which is X, Y, Z, and that kind of things. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, for the Y, which is up and down from the board, I'm gonna click once on those, once on that one, and put it, and check these ones, which means it can only translate between 0 and 0. Which means basically it can't move up and down. We're not gonna move it up and down, so we don't need it. Next thing is the translation for the other ones, which is basically already set up, so we only have to do this. Minimum, maximum. So which means it's pretty easy now, because normally the base is already set up on -1, -1 on the minimum, maximum on the ones. Which means I can easily slide it. Oh. Why doesn't it move up? Oh fuck. I have a problem, I notice. Now it works. Okay, so if you have that, freeze transformation. So it now just moves within the box. I can't move it outside, can't move it up, can't move it down. Only inside the box. The slider can only move inside the box. Is that cool? Right? So now I'm gonna turn on the blend shapes and the head again. Oh, oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. Select the main thing. Make sure you have everything parented correctly. So do the backplane. Select the backplane, and I'm gonna rotate it 90 degrees. Rotate it there, and move it up beside the head. Now, for the rotation, if we want to move this with the head, this is gonna be a later point. So right now, we just move it beside the head. For this, it's gonna be pretty easy right now. We're gonna go down to the middle. Actually, what we're gonna do in attribute editor, in mouth control, we're gonna freeze the transformation, modify freeze transformation of the thing, which means it's now on 0. It can still move down 1, which we don't want. 2 plus 1, we don't want. So currently on, it moves. If we look at that, it's the Z. So make sure it's 0. It can still move up, but only 1. So we're gonna make this -2. Now we can move in this. I like to do it like this because sometimes you just want it in a close position, the mouth in a close position, which is just easily done by making everything 1, everything 0, which means mouth is closed, everything is 0. So what we're gonna do with that is basically we're gonna make something which called a set is called something that's called a driven key. What was a driven key, you might ask, if you have never done this? A driven key is something that something that is driven like this by something inside your animation, not with one of the attributes or your channels. You can do it too, but I don't like that. I'm not gonna make a tutorial on that because I don't really like to do that. So yeah, okay. I like to do it with the sliders. So I'm gonna put this on 0. So this is the driver, and this is what's gonna be driven. Actually, no, this is what's gonna be driven. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna we're gonna go to animate. Make sure you're in animation. Go to animate, and you have in the animate section up here. You have something that's called the set driven key. Press set driven key set. Now you get this window, which is gonna be the driver. The driven which is gonna help us to set the driven keys. So what's gonna be the driven? The driven is gonna be this head over here, your blend express. This one, you don't have to put anything on that one. No driven keys are gonna be put on that one. No, everything is gonna be put on this head. So this one is gonna be the driven for now. Only this one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna set the position. So it's now 0. We're gonna get the driver, which is our little cube over there. And we're gonna load the driver, and we're gonna say translate X. For that one, we're gonna go to there. For the driven, we're gonna go to blend shape. Click click your express blend in the inputs and load the driven. As you can see, you get your blend shape, which is express blend. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna say the middle one, which is A, your A form. So we want to have it closed. So what we're gonna say, we're gonna just be easy about this. We're gonna set 1 on everyone. We're gonna set 1 on. So I'm gonna put 3. Actually, I'm gonna get the big ones, so the ones that are mostly open. 1, 1, and 1. So this is just for reference. We're gonna change this later. So what we're gonna do, select that one, select the express blend, and we're gonna say in the middle, it's gonna be A. Translate key. Hit key, which means now for the thing down here, it's keyed. It's set to the position. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go to we slide over to the side, which is -1. We're gonna get the O, or the A, or the G, or actually the G, the O or the G. The A we already have in the middle, so we're gonna get G. For A, I missed one thing. Sorry about that. We already keyed it, so it doesn't actually matter. Go to A, click that. Make sure key it on 1. Make it 1. So A 1. In the middle, A is 1 for the express blend, and hit key, which means it's now A. Select that. Move it over to the side. Get the ones you want, but for me, I'm gonna do it G. Make sure A is 0 this time, and G is 1. Hit key again. So now as you can see, if I'm apparently it doesn't like me. So G is 0. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, I'm gonna Control Z this. I'm gonna get back to when everything was just normal. So there we go. Make sure it's out of the key thing. Stops keying. Doesn't have the key. Oh, there we go. So 1. So what I forgot is you need to select all of them. Because I'm stupid, you need to select all of them. Otherwise it will only key 1 and it will fuck up. So what we're gonna do is still gonna work with the head blend express. This time select all the blend expresses, but only put A on 1. hit key. Then move it over. Again, make sure they are selected. This time make A0 and make her1. Key it again. As you can see now, if we move it, you can see the face is moving very slowly. So we need to make one more, which is O. Make sure everything is selected. Make sure A is 0 and her is 0 and O is also and O is 1. Key it. And as you can see now, if we select this, it moves. Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, now we're gonna do something else, which means it's gonna be a little bit harder to do. What we're gonna do now is we need to make sure they move from closed to open. You get the point. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna select this again, make sure this is the driver, but this time put it on translate Z, because we're gonna go up, so translate is Z for us. Also, it's not, don't look at this one, because why we changed it because we rotated it 90 degrees, so also this thing rotates 90 degrees. So this time we're gonna put blend A as the driver, or as the driven. So blend A, driven. See? That's now the driven. Again, select all three of them. But this time we're gonna make sure this is 0 and put the express A on 3 on 1. Make sure the thing is still the driver. Key it. There we go. Now we're gonna move 1 up. -1. I know, can't do anything about it. It's just stupid. -1. A. 3 is this time 0. 2 is 1. And the other, and 1 is 0. Key it. Go up. And you get the whole point. So we're gonna go through this pretty quickly now. So as you can see, it moves up and down. Up, 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 up. So we're gonna do this the same for the other ones. So I'm gonna move it to the side, which is O for us. So I'm gonna load the driven. O, driven O. Select all of them. Make sure that one is 0, this one is 1. Key it. Oh, I didn't select this. Make sure you select them. Key it. Move it 1 up. 0, 1. Key it. Up. 0, up, 0, 1. Key it. Last one, which is the her blend. Load driven. Make sure they're all selected. Put this one to 0. Put the top one to 1. Key it. Put them in the middle. Make sure you put it in the middle, otherwise it might end up pretty bad. Looking very weird if you didn't do that. 0, 1. Key. Up. 0, 1. Key. So now this is basically the basic gist. So now you see we can move through the mouth. The mouth moves smoothly with it. We can as you can see, we can close it by putting everything on 1, on 0. We can move this around. And that's the basic gist. Also, what I like to do is get display and make this a template. It will be it will be gray, but this one. But make sure the other one is untemplated. Oh, the whole thing needs to be untemplated. No, doesn't matter. It's okay like this. It works. Just make sure you don't select that one. And go move with it. It actually doesn't matter. You can move it always. It just don't move it. It might mess up. Anyway, so this is our basic gist of the controls. Next time we're gonna get the other controls for the eyes, the brows, the jaw, and that kind of thing. The jaw, the what's it? Yeah, the eyes, the eyelids, that kind of things. I didn't like. I wanted to just get the mouth on there, so you can, if you want, already try lip syncing. Lip syncing is a bit hard. Yeah, not something I can teach you easily. If you want to go do that, what I suggest is go sit in front of a mirror or go film yourself on with your webcam, or go sit in front of a mirror and say things and see, but do it. How do you call it? Like do, very, yeah. So just go sit in front of the mirror and go talk easily, very slowly, so you can move your mouth. Put how you move your mouth on overdrive. Let's put it like that. So I want so that's how you basically, yeah. That's how I learned it. I just sat in front of a camera, sat in front of a mirror, and watched how my mouth moves. And yeah, so I e e. So yeah, the process of lip syncing is gonna be a tedious process. You need to get every place correctly. So yeah, that's gonna be in a later video, and we're gonna go over that very quickly. I might even make a time lapse of it. So I say how it works, and I'm gonna time lapse how the things are gonna be. So yeah, time lapse where I'm gonna do this very quickly and key it on every place, and you get the point where, so like that, and there, and there, oh, and that there, and then that on there, yeah. So, or actually there. So we're gonna, so the mouth is gonna move on a very, yeah. You get the point. So that's it for today. Yeah, we didn't accomplish much this time, but we did get a very important thing to work, which is to move your mouth and get the basic planes of the yeah, of your thing ready. The basic plane of your head ready. What I like to do also, just an FYI, is create a layer here. If you have under here in display, create a layer with that where you can turn it off. You don't need a slider above your head or a slider somewhere to turn the visibility off. Just put it here. Also in render layer, you can get that out. Later on we're getting render layers and things. So we can also say yeah, if you select the whole thing, if we select the whole thing, get out of the, if I get it out of the, there we go. So that, select that, actually select everything in your hierarchy panel, select it, move it to the layer. So now map still works, but we can set it out. We can set it off or turn it to a something which you can't touch. You can still move but can't touch. So yeah, you get the point. It's just something. It's just easier to work with. So can't touch that, can't touch that, but yeah, you get the point. You probably don't want to need it. We're gonna need it for things like we're gonna need it later. So I'm gonna call this something else. I'm gonna make this red. I'm gonna call this control panel. Control panel. It's visible. Underscore panel. Save. And I'm gonna close it down. The color actually, as you can see, the color corresponds to your wireframe color. So I can set it to blue. Then all the wireframes are blue. Set to nothing and it's normal. So yeah, gotta keep it on normal. So this is just the basic things. We're gonna add on to this later on. And yeah, that's it for today. We are a bit over half an hour into the video already. Thanks if you have reached this point. Thanks for watching. And I hope you guys still enjoy this. Rating would be much appreciated, and you get the whole point. Subscribe, do things if you want to see more. Leave a comment if something doesn't work, and I might help. And I actually gonna help you with it if it doesn't work. So till then, or for that, till next time. Stay out.